My wife Jess has developed a strong disliking for our current garden hose situation. In her defense, it is a chaotic mess. A 100-foot chaotic mess. It's long, it's heavy, especially when it's filled with water, and it stays sprawled out across the lawn, a major trip hazard, lying in wait for its next victim. Statistically, there's about a 0.05% chance that our insurance premium will increase because of this. No, I did not just make that up. All that to say, she is not happy.
I am not happy.
Bless her heart, she has a hard time watering the plants in the backyard. Our tomatoes are suspiciously withering. And of course, when we're done using it, it just stays where it's at, meaning that when it's time to mow, it's another chore that I have to deal with. So today, I am on a mission to create the perfect garden watering experience for my wife. And thanks to our good friends at Giraffe Tools, that mission starts right now. Rinky dink. Giraffe Tools will do the heavy lifting. Thank you guys. This is the 1/2-inch 100-foot water hose. They've got several options on their website and a lot of really cool tools, especially garden tools. So I encourage you guys to check them out in the description box below. And just a quick heads up, they did send us this retractable hose for free. They got word that my wife was upset about the current gardening hose situation. So thank you to Giraffe Tools for saving the day. There should just be 3 things in the box: the actual unit, the garden hose, the mount, and then the mount screws. Whether you're going to be using it for a wooden post or brick or siding. Everything you'll need and know, or need to know, is in the manual here. Here she is. Lag bolts and our anchors in case we want to put it into the side of the house. We have a brick house. I don't know that we're gonna do that. We're probably gonna install a post. And then here is the sprayer. We're gonna set this aside and take a look at that here in just a few minutes. In all her glory, the retractable garden hose. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So this will be what goes on the spigot on the side of our house, or the front of our house. That's where ours is. To figure out exactly where we want to put this, where Jess wants to put it. There's a couple of different options, but we'll take a look at that here in just a little bit. And this is the mount here. It is already attached to the unit, but I think you can take it off here. There we go. Okay. Now I should be able to pull this out. There we go. Okay, so it's just connected or held together with one of these, and then, yep, should slip off just like that. So that'll make it easy to mount. So we can take this off of the unit, and wherever we decide to mount this, which I think we are gonna use probably a 4x4 post, and then we'll be able to set the actual unit onto the bracket here. So it makes it very simple, very easy installation, and then we would just plop this right back into that hole. So excited to see how this thing's gonna look on the house or next to the house, and put this thing to the test. This thing looks really good. It's kind of got this like slate gray, sleek look to it. Again, it's a lot smaller than I was expecting. I actually thought it was gonna be like not twice the size of this, but at least a little bit bigger. So I do like the low profile. It's not something that like pops out or sticks out like a sore thumb. So I do appreciate that. Let's take a look at so this is the hose that connects to the water spigot, and it's probably like 4 feet, maybe 5 feet. So a good bit of length. So if I wanted to set it off of the house a little bit, or somewhere where it's a little bit more accessible, and you'll see on the side of the house here for us, where we end up placing it. We'll have to test that out. There's a ring in here that the hose runs through, and as you pull it, it's supposed to go side to side. Oh goodness. Yeah, so you can kind of see it moving there. And then we've got we'll just call it the stop block, which it should have a screw. Yeah, it's got a screw in here. So if I wanted it to be moved up further or further back, I could adjust it as needed. Probably keep it right there. I don't see why I'll need to adjust that. And then you can kind of see how it locks there in place. Kind of has that locking mechanism. I'm not really sure how that works exactly, but as you pull it, it'll rewind, and then when you go to pull it out, it stops and it locks in place. So that's pretty much everything that's in the box. It's pretty straightforward, just the instructions, the actual hose, the sprayer, the mount, which was already attached. And looking at the sprayer, it's got all of your typical different sprayer settings: flat, soaker, cone, rinse. Yeah, we'll have to give this a good test. But also what I really like is that, you know, you should be able to interchange these sprayers. So that's everything in the box. Yeah, let's go ahead and see where Jess wants to put this and get a post installed or put it on the house and give it a test. Look at that. Okay, Jess, my wife, she has decided that this is approximately where she wants this unit to sit. This side of the house, just aesthetically, she thinks this will look the best. I agree. It's also a good middle point between the entirety of the front yard, the side, and the back. And being that it's a 100-foot hose, it should reach just fine in all the places that we actually need it to reach. So I'm gonna be using one of the Simpson Strong Tie post stakes. It looks just like this. This thing is kind of a beast. And then we've got the mount for the actual unit and all of the appropriate lag screws and washers, all of which will be linked down in the description box below. You can check out all the materials at Lowe's on our storefront. Be sure to check that out at the end of this video. And before you actually dig or install one of these, make sure you call 811 to find out where all of your pipes are. Now, the reason we chose to use this instead of actually putting it in concrete is just flexibility, being able to move it where we want. If we decide we don't want it right here, or it won't reach a certain part of the yard that needs water the most, we'll be able to move it. So the first thing we got to do is figure out exactly where we want to place it, which I think probably a little bit closer to the house, like right there. I think that's where she wants it. I've got a scrap 4x4 post right here that I cut off, and then a sledgehammer. So we're gonna use this to drive that stake into the ground. And there also is a back side to this post holder. It's the one without screws. So we're gonna use that on the back side. So we'll get it started here. Looking pretty good, still fairly level. Let's move this hose out of the way. And I think that's gonna work just fine right there. Good. All right, we got a little scrap piece of 4x4 post, pressure treated. Go ahead and get that set. I don't exactly know where I want this to be. Obviously, we don't want it that tall. We'll cut it. We can figure out the height, the placement of where we want this to be mounted, and then kind of just go from there. This is what I'm thinking, kind of below the window over there. I don't want it too low. I mean, we don't want it too high, so somewhere around in there. Where did my Sharpie go? About right here. I'm not gonna use a level or anything like that. I don't think it needs to be perfect. Just gonna kind of mark approximately where I want it to go, and we can always make adjustments as needed. There we go. So then that is gonna sit approximately there. And then it comes with 4 of these lag bolts. I think these are the 3/8 lag bolts and probably about 2 inches. So what I'll do is go ahead and get it mounted to the post, and then I can determine from there what I want the height, because I do have a decorative light fixture that's gonna go on top here. Probably get Jess's recommendation too. There we go. Okay, let's see how this thing looks. There we go. Got a few adjustments to make. Probably gonna try to sink the post down just a little bit more, and then we'll cap this. And then I've also got to secure the post to the that number there at the bottom, the actual stake situated here. Look at that, it swivels. Look at the swivel. Check out our new garden hose. Ain't that neat? And Jess is happy.
I'm happy.
Well, there you have it. You have a brand new garden hose. It's retractable, it's a lightweight hose, it swivels, and it's in one place, an organized place. How do you feel?
I am so in love with this hose. Y'all don't even understand. Very, very excited to use this product. The hose laying all across the yard was the bane of my existence.
Mine too, because I had to actually move it to mow.
He never really moved it that much. All of our neighbors probably just thought we were trashy. Now we look classy.
We are one step closer to not having a yard that deserves having codes called on it. Thank you so much to Giraffe Tools for sending us this retractable garden hose. We are excited to get to use it on a daily basis.
I think that this calls for us going to the store and getting a couple more plants. What do you think?
I knew that was coming. I knew she was gonna be like, let's go to Lowe's now, let's get more plants. Because your
Sorry.
tomato plants are dead, so we might as well.
That wasn't my fault. They didn't come from Lowe's. Proof.
Where they come from? All of the links are down in the description box below. The link to this product will be down there as well, and also the materials that we use for this project. You can check that out as well. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next
DIY project. Let's go get it stained.
Let's Stain It.